Today's video is brought to you by XS Sights. I'm out here today preaching the good word of the XS Big Dot sight. If you don't like the XS Big Dot sight, then you're wrong. No, I'm just kidding. I started using the big dots because I took a low light force on force class. If you've never had that experience, I could totally see why somebody wouldn't select that sight, but it is my go-to sight. They offer a whole bunch of other things out there, and XS has been a big time, long time supporter of the channel. So I very much appreciate them supporting the mission here at the VSO Gun Channel. Let's get into the video. Hey everyone, short video this evening. I've been running all day and I'm just now getting to it. So and my allergies are killing me today. Those of you who follow my social media will know that I'm a hobbyist beekeeper, and it is swarm season, and I caught 4 swarms today. I have been running around like a nut job. Last week, I made a video where I talked about the imminent shortage of suppressors should the Hearing Protection Act pass. And along with that shortfall of supply versus demand, that prices of those devices, if you can find them, are going to skyrocket in the short term. And many of you did not want to hear that. And I understand that you might have some alternative economic theories of how that is going to play out. But I think that I have more information than you. I'm just trying to lead you in the right direction. If you don't want to listen to me, then that's fine. No pressure. I don't make a dime off of you going and getting these things. I'm just trying to protect you guys and help you out. So I'm going to present to you a couple pieces of information. I have the cell phone numbers of probably like 20 or 30 companies, personnel at various suppressor companies, and I have contacted several of them, not all of them, obviously, but they have all, across the board, said the exact same thing. They are all currently, prior to the HPA passing, running wide open, and they still can't keep up with demand, and they're still regulated. And the other piece of information that I want to provide for you is I logged on to my distributor that I use to get these sort of things. For those of you who don't know, I am a federal firearms licensee, and I have the capacity to deal in these items, right? And this is not me trying to be a dealer. I have not sold a suppressor in several months. I don't care. There isn't any money in it for me to do it at the volume. I just do it as a service to the local community. I don't really care. It's not my business model, right? I could not sell another one for the rest of the time that I have a federal firearms license, and it wouldn't bother me whatsoever. I to be honest, I don't really have time to do that aspect of the business anyway. I logged on to my distributor, and they deal exclusively suppressors. And I'm seeing numbers like 10 suppressors available and 20 suppressors available. There's an off-brand here that I've never heard of that has 80 suppressors available. 5 suppressors, 12 suppressors, 9 suppressors. You see what I'm saying? We're not talking a crap load of stock that has been stacked deep. If I were to flip over to like RSR or Sports South right now, which I also have distributor accounts through, I guarantee you I'm going to log in there. I'm going to see, like, if I pulled up like Glock 19s, I'm going to find like 700 Glock 19s available for purchase right now. If I pulled up like the 320, the 320 is a bad example, hundreds of units available to move right now. That is just simply not the case when it comes to suppressors. They just are not produced in the quantities. Now, those numbers might increase. They might buy new machines. They might hire more folks to produce them more quickly. And I understand that that there is the factor of you being able to roll your own, so to speak. That is in there. A lot of people mentioned 3D printing of them, and I'm just going to tell you that those are going to suck. The hardware store builds, those are also going to suck because they're going to be like really, really heavy, and you might have concentricity problems with that sort of thing. those technologies, unless you're talking about direct laser sintering of those devices, and those machines are really, really expensive. I don't think that you're doing that. They're just not going to really measure up to what is commercially available. So while those technologies will be able to do some stuff, and there might be a little bit of innovation that happens from your day-to-day consumer being able to do that sort of thing, not going to discount it. It's not going to really move the needle on that. When you say that every machine shop will be making them, many of you fielded that argument. No, not every machine shop will be making them, because under the current proposed legislation, they will still be treated as firearms. So that machine shop or a metal shop or whatever it is will have to obtain a federal firearms license and deal with the feds on their property. Not a lot of machine shops are willing to do that, as far as like the vast majority of them just have enough problems as it is. They don't need another regulatory agency crawling around on their premises. And they're certainly not going to do it specifically for that particular market. There might be some people that are looking at it from that perspective, but it's going to be a minority of folks that own those kinds of businesses already. They might just open up a new thing. But again, federal firearms licenses are not expensive. The SOT is not expensive. It's the aspect of inviting another government agency to come in whenever they want and inspect you that a lot of companies are going to be like, nah, never mind. I would rather make disc brakes or something like that, right? Like there is just a factor there that I think a lot of folks are not really considering when they're trying to say that everybody will be making them. I don't think that is the case. And then I want to come to my closing thing that I want to spend on some time on here. I said that you should go buy them now so that you have it. But then people heard that and they just assumed that I was implying that you should pay the tax. And I did not say that. In fact, if you go back and watch the video, this is what I said. Do it the right way. Go to your dealer and say, hey, look, man, I want that thing. Or I want one of these things. Go out and get me one. Here's your money. Pay for it. And what I want you to do is just go throw it in the vault until we figure out what's going on with the HPA. And I think the problem here is that there's just a fundamental misunderstanding of the process by a lot of folks. Either you just aren't well read on it, or you haven't participated in the process up to this point, and that's fine. But you only pay the tax at transfer, and that is transfer to you. So there are separate transactions that occur here when you purchase a suppressor under current law. One of those transactions is the purchase of the actual material device. The next transaction is between you and the government. And that governmental transfer is part of the dealer to consumer transfer. The transfers that happen previous to you getting to your dealer to do the actual NFA paperwork on the individual device that you have purchased, those upstream transfers are tax exempt. As a federal firearms licensee with an SOT, I pay a yearly tax. It's called a special occupation tax stamp. That's what SOT stands for. And depends on how much money you make, but unless you're making like $800K in gross receipts, then you pay $500 for that tax stamp one time that allows you to deal in it. If you make over that, then you're paying $1,000 a year. So it's like a general special occupation tax stamp that allows you to do those sort of things. All of those transfers, let's say that you went and bought it off of some retail website somewhere, and I was going to be your dealer. I'm dying of allergies right now. Hang on. Let's say that you purchase it off of the interweb somewhere, and oh my God, I'm going to let's say that you purchase it off of the interweb somewhere and I'm going to be your dealer. That website that you purchased it off of, whatever that retailer is or distributor is going to contact me. They're going to file a Form 3 after your credit card payment is processed and is going to ship to me. I have the paperwork. I enter the paperwork into my filing system, and then I call you and say, hey, your device is here whenever you want to come do your paperwork. What I said in my original video is to purchase the device and go up to that point, contact your dealer before you do it and say, hey man, I'm going to send a suppressor to your business. I want you to hold that can until we figure out what's going on with the Hearing Protection Act. And then after that whole situation has been resolved, then we'll do that transfer. And that ensures that you have a device sitting at the dealer for movement. Pay him or her whatever it is that they want to hold the device. Whatever their transfer fee is, it's almost always going to be a transfer fee if you bought something from another retailer because they have time invested in the whole process, right? Pay whatever that is, and they will happily sit with that thing in their lockup until which time this happens. I have since spoken to 4 different suppressor manufacturers that also act as dealers, as in they make them there and they have a retail shop, right? All of them, since the original video, have taken on a huge quantity of folks that are, hey, I want to buy this and will you just hold it for me? And they're like, no problem. We have a separate lockup for devices, and we're going to like literally have you write your name on this form, right? Put it in the box with the item. And then when this all figures itself out, you come back and we figure out whatever the regulatory process is after the HPA passes. So the insinuation that I was saying that you should go pay the tax and forget about it is complete and utter bullshit. I did not advocate for that. And I, quite frankly, just blame the public education system. It's a good thing that they're talking about disbanding the Department of Education. That was a complete and utter waste of taxpayer money. Anyway, that's what I got for you guys today. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Later on, guys.